to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for prayer.
Father, we are so grateful and thankful for this day, another day of life. We thank you for the men and women who gather here to conduct the business of the county. Father, we ask you to give those that are sick and those that have lost loved ones. And always we ask you to watch over and protect the men and women who protect and serve us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Roll call.
Sandy Roof.
Here.
Craig Miller.
Here.
David Kelch.
Here.
Danny Holleran.
Here.
Debbie Mayfield.
Here.
John Scott.
Here.
Heather Brumley. Kevin Gerald.
Here.
We'll now have the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on July 22nd, 2026. If everyone's had a moment to review those, I will ask for a motion on the floor for approval.
Motion.
Motion by Debbie Mayfield. Do I have a second?
Second.
John Scott. Any discussion or questions? Call for a vote.
Craig Miller.
Yes.
David Kelch.
Yes.
Danny Holleran.
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield.
Yes.
John Scott.
Yes.
Kevin Gerald.
Yes.
Judge Teagarden.
Yes.
Sandy Roof.
Old business, the road department update. The supervisor is out with the road department and they are cleaning up from some trees down, storm damage this morning. They have been getting roads prepared for blacktop and bush hogging and like you had said the last meeting, they've been cleaning up from those prior storms as well, the trees that they had on the sides of the road. But he'll give a full update at the next meeting. Next item, we have the animal shelter expansion. Magistrate Miller.
We got an email from the architect last week that the Division of Building Code Enforcement reviewed the submitted plans and have approved all plans and permits and blueprints. So the architect has sent the final invoice to us. I think Judge Teagarden's going to try to add that for payment later. So we'll be putting together a package to start soliciting requests for proposal for the construction of the addition. So finally there.
Moving on to property at Licking Estates. We had surplus that, and that will come out in the advertisement this week. We will have the bid award. Hopefully we'll receive all the bids in and have the bid award on 8/26. Radio projects, those were advertised last week. We should be ready for 8/26 for a bid award on that, or at least to review the bids. New business, we've got our rural secondary program 2026. We have Mike and Jeremy here from District 6, and they are going to review the program with us. Everybody has their paperwork that was sent to us where we can keep up as they roll through it.
With the allotment being a little bit late this year, we came up with Perkins Ridge from 1159, 1.581 miles down past the two bridges. That's been a spot that we've had problems with. We're going to go ahead and pave that section, and with the 98,641 flex funds, it's your choice to take, or we would just continue that just to make the most efficient use of the money down Perkins Ridge. And that's really as simple as that.
So I believe we need to vote to accept, vote to accept the rural secondary program that's been presented, and then we can also vote to either allow the state to use their flex funds here in Bracken County or the county keep those flex funds. So the first vote we want to do is to accept the rural secondary program that's been presented. Do we
So
have a
moved.
motion?
So moved.
Craig Miller has made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Who seconded? Kevin?
Kevin.
Is there any questions? Call for a vote.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Jarrells,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Riff,
Yes.
Craig Miller.
Yes.
Now, the 98,641 in flex funds, is that the correct amount?
That's
Mr.
correct.
Reynolds? That is, we either need a motion on the floor for the county to use that, or for the state, District 6 to keep that, to use on the projects at the bottom of the page for state roads.
Judge, before we make a motion on that, can I ask Jeremy a few questions? On 435, you really appreciate the work that you've done on that one slip, and it was in timely matter to get it done real quick, but you had full equipment out to their places in Kentucky, but you're supposed to come back and do two other slips up on 435. Are you still got those projects on your list to do?
Yes.
Or is it?
They're still in our project list, and we've had a few catastrophic failures that got in the way of getting back to that, but they are still there. They will be addressed.
Okay, so when can we see that? This year, before winter time, or?
Not this year at all, it doesn't look like. That's why these were even delayed. Funding is in a little bad spot right at the moment, so.
And another one's developed on 435 is when you go out, and it's way before you get there. It's the first drop down over Steep Hill to the left. If you guys got time today, we should go out there, and it's easy to see. And and to the right, and it's probably sunk about 6 or 8 inches. And you might consider that while we're doing them other two.
Yep.
But would you have time to drive out there today, look at that?
Yeah, I can do that, and those spots will be addressed with our paving crew is starting their rounds through the counties there, so that we're gonna come by and get everything smoothed back out as best we can until we can get those actually fixed with rail.
Okay, appreciate that, thank you.
So, we need a motion on the floor to allow the state, District 6, to use those funds, flex funds, on the state highway within Bracken County, or to use for the county to keep it, or let the state use it.
Judge, my opinion is, as much issues we got going off the county road, I think we need to give it back to them and fix some of these other existing problems that the weather we've been having, and
Okay.
and help them out.
So you're putting a motion
I'll
on the
put the
floor
motion
to
up.
allow the state to use those flex funds?
Yes, ma'am.
So a motion has been made by David Couch. Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Sandy Roof. Is there any discussion or questions? Call for a vote.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Jarrells,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Riff,
Yes.
Craig Miller,
Yes.
David Kelch.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen,
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank you
this
all.
morning. I had placed, with us nearing the end of this EMS grant project, I had placed on there a change order that I thought we need, but I believe everything was covered in the last change order, so we don't need to discuss any change orders this morning for EMS project.
Judge, do you know if they're sticking, I mean, when she was here last month, it was August 15th. Is it August 31st
It's
supposed to
gonna
be
be stretched out to August 31st, just to make sure we have a closure with all the punch lists and things done.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's not gonna be rushed and something get missed, which is pretty important, so. Bracken County 2026 tax rate, and I believe Tracy Floor, our PVA, has handed out some material. And I'm gonna turn it over to
All
Tracy
right.
Floor.
As some of them mentioned earlier, Judge Teagarden, it's that time of year again. It rolls around quick. So what I have done is the Department of Local Government sends us forms or to Judge Teagarden's office. They basically go through their formula and they give us the option. It'd be this first paper I give you. They give you the option of what your compensating rate is, which generates about the same income as last year, or the 4% increase, which is 4% above. So they give us those two options. They send along a worksheet that Tony and I both complete, and we compare our numbers. So that gets me to the big sheet, which is, I like numbers. There's no sense boring you all, though. The ones that we need to look at are box 3. You can see, like county real property, I've got the rate of .374 that was provided. When Tony and I ran our numbers, the compensating rate for tangible property is .4299. So when you do all that calculations with ours, the public service numbers, motor vehicle, that would generate an income of $2,534,49 for the county. Box 4 is your 4% increase or rates that was provided, and her and I's calculations came up to .4460 on personal property tangibles, which generates approximately $2.6 million. Now, since 2010, the fiscal court has maintained the real estate rate and tangible rates as the same. We made a decision in 2010 to level the amount. Fiscal courts have done that since then. So box 5 is where I've got the compensating rate that was provided for our real estate and our tangibles. And you can see where it's going to generate about $2,475,000. Now, if you take the 4% increase, box 6 is what it gives you. So what comes into play for me, down at the very bottom, compared to last year's projected income of $2,388,906, if you take box 5, you will generate $86,434 more dollars for the county on the county rate. If you take box 6 with the 4% increase, you would generate $172,517. I know that first paper, it gives you rates. I kind of like it looking at the big picture and how much money we're going to make. So that's the information that we've come up with from what's been provided and what Tony and I generated on our worksheets.
So the floor would be open for some questions and discussion.
So Tracy kind of hit on things, I mean, you talked about before. If this court decided if we would lower taxes 1%, Bracken County is paying as per $1,000 asset to your property. We're paying
$14.10 if you live in the Bracken County School District. If you live in the Augusta School District, you're paying $16.46 per thousand.
If this court decides that if we would lower it 1% to 13, and which would be kind of equal to what surrounding counties are paying, and we're probably, would it be fair to say we're the highest around?
I think, well, when that came up earlier in the year, I think we're like the 4th or 5th highest,
In the
based
state.
on county rate only.
In the state.
So
In the state, that is correct, Craig.
If we take it down to 13, what would that do to our revenues?
Uh,
Kind of hit on that, if you would. How
Hold
much-
on, let me get my calculator. Well, we can't, to reduce it to 13, other taxing districts are going to have to reduce their rate. The only thing that we could look at today as a fiscal court is if we lowered ours from the .374 to something. I mean, I can't give you a good number because I don't know what their rates are. And they would have to be included.
They would have
I
to-
know the library, I believe, is lowered theirs, the soil's the same, health department's the same. I believe the school district Bracken County School District might be the same or just a cent or two lower. Not heard from Augusta School
I
or the
thought
county
Bracken
extension.
I thought Bracken County was raising their tax rate by 4%.
From my understanding, from Ms. Floor, when they discussed it Monday, I thought she had told me they took the compensating. Now, I could be wrong. You may know more about that, Debbie, than I.
No,
I don't know. That's just what her and I in general talk. But I'm not 100%. I'm not seeing anything in writing. And they may.
So Tracy, what you're saying, if we reduced 1%, the other tax districts have to also?
To get down to $13 per thousand, yes. We've got, we're 14, well, it'd be, it's about 10 cents, I believe, off of the rate. It's got to add up. I mean, like, we're going from .388 last year minus down to, which is 38.8 cents a hundred. And we're going, and the compensating here is 30, so that's just a penny. So we'd have to get everybody on board to get it down.
So how would, your assessments the last, let's just say 2 or 3 years, would that justify the 1%?
Well, as you and I was discussing earlier, I went down, took a picture. Since 2024, our assessments in the county have went up 14%. That's probably lagging behind the rest of the state. Most of the other states went up 25 to 40%. So we're at 14%. The thing that comes into play though here, David, and I don't know if you all remember, and I didn't bring the numbers, but last year, public service numbers went way down, about 30 million, and that drove our rate up. So it's just not our real estate, our tangibles, it's the public service as well that's in there. Now, this year, they're up, and that's what created our compensating rate to go down from .388 to, or 386 to .374. And I understand what you're asking or saying, but we'd have to get every tax district involved to lower.
I don't mind, if you don't mind me interjecting, because when they, in the, meet candidate was going, I looked at the 5 rates, the county rates that expired, and there was a consistent theme. Marlin County being the top, they've lost a whole, their rates jumped up because they're trying to continue their revenue. Greenup County was another, that's where my family lives. They lost AK Steel, National Oil. They lost major business source revenues that they're having to compensate for. And you can look through each of those county rates, and there is a dropout in the business revenue that is there. And so part of our main county here is starting to come up as distillery comes online, mill hall is, and anything we can, that business would help drive that rate down further. Most of your counties, surrounding counties have, major business draw that allows them to keep that rate lower. And I know Mel Hall alone, for us, looking at our figures, was about 20% of our revenue came from that one source. And so that's why, when it got delayed for a couple months, and but that business is the best way that really drives that down, if we can get that part figured.
Christian, that's correct on other counties, but when most Bracken Countyans think about their taxes, they think about their property taxes. And that's what we're discussing here, tangible taxes and property taxes. We're one of, maybe 30% of Kentucky counties don't have an occupational tax. We don't have an occupational tax countywide, just Brooksville and Augusta. We don't have an insurance premium tax, which would greatly affect every family in Bracken County. Probably 75% of Kentucky counties have insurance premium tax and occupational tax. So there are 2 other additional revenue sources that Bracken County Fiscal Court has never put on its citizens due to being able to take care of everything through the real estate property and then the special taxing districts also.
Yeah. And to add to that, Craig, I got a list of the income that's generated through the county. 87% of our income for the county is generated by taxes.
Property and tangible.
Property, intangible, and vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah, 87%. Then I add on to what Christian mentioned, the distilleries come on. This year, they had to pay taxes on what they have stored over there. That's going to keep increasing. That's a public service number, but you know, it goes in the pot and helps with things. My understanding is that first Rick House is full, the second one they're starting to store, so that will, you know, continue to come up, kind of like he was talking about. But back to kind of where we were as far as lowering the rate, trying to get down to $13 a thousand, it would take a group effort, and then so forth. Now, I did run some quick numbers, David, and it's my understanding you have the option to pick a rate that's lower than compensating. So I did throw in .370 into the formula that I have there, and that would create like $61,000 higher than what we collected last year. So that's one number. You know, you had asked me over here, so I ran that one quickly, but, so I don't, you know, it's up to you all. Those are the numbers that we've come up with in our forms. So you got those options there on that page.
Like you said to start with, Tracy, the fiscal court past members as well as our current, we have kept the rates the same that we can control as far as real estate intangibles since 2010.
That is correct.
And that is just taking the compensating rate each year, not the increase.
I did not look back, but I would say yes, we've taken compensating every year.
Can you max that compensated rate out where you can't raise it no more? There is a limit cap on it, isn't it? There's not.
There may, it's been several years since, I think that's what brought about getting our tangibles. Our tangible was like 10%, our real estate was 3%, and it was getting out of whack. And that's what, they come here and they talk to us, and that's what the physical court decided. I don't know what the max is.
No, I think we're just about topped out, aren't we, or not?
I'm not for sure, David. I'd have to do some research on that. So there's the information. If, you know, the reason why I think we brought it today is if you want to take the 4% increase, we have to have it done by September 6th. I know there's a 2-week, you got to give a 2-week notice for a public hearing. So that's why we put it on the agenda for today.
And on your chart, we're not, I mean, just so everybody else is looking at it, we're not picking 3, 4, 5, or 6. We have 2 options, take the compensating rate and or the increase. But you just have it broke down into the.
Right. If you were to tell me you were taking compensating rate, I would say is that for real estate and tangible. If that's the case, that's option 3.
Correct.
Yep. But if you want to just take the compensating real estate rate and leave that the same for personal property, it'd be option 5, which I know you all know that, but just to clarify, if you're taking compensating, I would think you'd be talking about number 3. That's compensating for both.
I normally recommend the compensating rate every year up here.
For both
For both.
categories.
Yes.
And it seemed to have worked since 2010. And I mean, I think discussion last year, you know, businesses were possibly, you know, well, everyone struggles, I know. Businesses maybe a little more. We didn't want to raise the rate last year to help create that extra
Did we
income.
hold the compensating rate on tangible last year?
Yes, we did.
That's okay.
We only, and I think when we took that rate off the top of my head, I think it generated approximately around $7,000 new money. So at least this year, if we keep the compensating the same for all, we're at least up 86,000. That's if everybody pays. You all know that this is just projected numbers, but.
And the 2026 compensating rate for real property is .3740. County tangible is .4299. That
Right,
makes-
according to the worksheets Tony and I did, that's what comes up for compensating.
The floor is still open for discussion. I'll once again recommend our compensating rate for both.
I'll make the motion that we accept the compensating rate for both.
So Debbie Mayfield has made the motion for compensating rate on real property and tangible. Do I have a second to that?
Second.
John Scott has seconded. Are there any other questions? Call for a vote.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof,
Yes.
Craig Miller,
Yes.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran.
Yes.
Now we have the, excuse me, Bracken County Library 2026 tax rate. Director Christian Schroll will turn the meeting over to you.
I provided you all with a sheet just giving you some highlights of things for throughout the year, what's going on, what's coming up. The board met Monday night, and for tax rates, we decided to, we were given the option from Department of Local Government for 8.8 on real property and 10.22 on the tangible personal property. And the board voted we are going to take 8.6 on the real and flat 10 on the tangible personal. The thought behind that, we wanted to give a bigger jump, even though points don't look like it. We lowered bigger on the real overall income generated because, and talking over with other directors, that's where the more direct hit to the community will lie on, and lowering that rate. So we took the drop there and kept my figures and numbers. It would be roughly about, I think, 16,000 overall that we would decline with that. But again, we've got a little smaller portion, but our effort is to continue to kind of pull that back each year as we see, because I know our revenue, the tally since I started here in 2016, the overall revenue has increased as the businesses have come online, and so we're trying to kind of scale that back to but still trying to provide all the services and boost up things like doing the renovation that we did this year that has already been used well by, provides a great space for the teens. And I'm looking forward when school starts back to see that use get driven up, because there is a desperate need there for teens to have something to do, especially local in the city.
So let's make sure we have this correct. For real property, you said 8.6,
Yes,
tangible 10.0?
yes.
Okay. We do have to have a motion on the floor to accept the rate for the Bracken County Library District.
Motion.
Motion by Sandy Roof. Do I have a second?
Second.
John Scott. Is there any questions? Call for a vote.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof,
Yes.
Craig Miller,
Yes.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield.
Yes.
Thank you. Tracy, thank you for that presentation. We appreciate it. Let's see. Maintenance on the horse trails is a part-time position. When some had terminated in the past, when other employees had quit, I was asked about combining maintenance, and now that we have full-time at Judicial Center, full-time here, Mr. Woodruff is our maintenance for the courthouse and the other properties that the county owns. He wanted to try and see if he could fit it into his schedule for the mowing and the weed eating over at the horse trails, around the shelter, the lakes, around the sewage package plant. And he's doing a great job over there. I think that he believes he can fit that in his schedule, and that's what he's been doing. So what I took upon myself, I went ahead and advertised this maintenance position, but it just needs to be for maintenance of those horse trails, just to get it out there and see. So if we get anything, I will let you know. We also have the option, if it's not a employee position, then the county would need to change the structure of that and make it where, they would be required, if we contracted somebody for those, they would have to have the insurance required by Bracken County Fiscal Court and things like that. So, we can have discussion, or you can think about it until the next meeting. We can continue to see if we get any applications. We may have a hard time finding someone to do it at the rate that it's at right now. So, just wanted to throw that out there. And then, is there any questions on that right now? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the full-time, let me see, the executive session pursuant to 61.8101F statute regarding personnel. Oh, yeah, it's tabled. I advertised it, but I think we have gotten maybe one application for the full-time dispatcher. But for the, excuse me, the executive session, I'll need a motion on the floor.
Motion.
Motion by Debbie Mayfield. Do I have a second?
Second.
Kevin Gerald. Call for a vote.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Ruff,
Yes.
Craig Miller,
Yes.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott.
Yes.
Before you leave, Debbie, you were correct. Bracken High School did the 4%, which is just a penny more than what they had last year. I want to clarify that. I misunderstood the wife. That happens a lot.
I'll ask for a motion on the floor to come out of executive session and back into regular.
Motion.
Motion by Kevin Gerald. Do I have a
Second.
second? Sandy Roof. Call for a vote.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof,
Yes.
Craig Miller, David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott.
Yes.
Okay, no action was taken in executive session. I will turn the county treasurer position over to Debbie Mayfield.
We held interviews, I guess it's been about a week ago. We had 2 candidates come in to interview. Both candidates were qualified, but after much discussion, I'd like to make the motion to hire Mel Winchester at $20 an hour. She already is a county employee, and the only thing we will need to do is get a bond changed over.
Is this coming in
I'll
as,
second.
okay, we have a motion on the floor by Debbie Mayfield, a second by Danny. And is this bringing her in as assistant and then moving her up?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. She would be made a deputy treasurer, and then, once the current county treasurer, is finished at the end of the year, then she would be transferred over to the county treasurer.
Okay. And that was $20 per hour?
Yes.
So I have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any questions, any discussion? Call for a vote.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof.
Yes.
Moving on to approval of the financials. First item is the treasurer's settlement report for fiscal year 25-26.
I'll make a
Lois,
motion.
does that needs to be voted on, correct? The settlement? Okay. If everyone's had time to review that, I will ask for a motion for approval on the floor.
Motion.
Motion by Danny Holleran. Do I have a second?
Second.
Sandy Roof. Any discussion? Call for a vote.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof.
Yes.
Next item is I will need a motion to close our senior citizens bank account ending in 7861.
Motion.
Motion by Sandy Roof. Do I have a second?
Second.
John Scott. Any discussion or questions? Call for a vote.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof.
Yes.
General fund budget transfer. Do I have a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Debbie Mayfield, second by
Second.
John Scott. Any discussion? Call for a vote.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof.
Yes.
General fund, interfund cash transfer. Do I have a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Danny Holler. Do I have a second?
Second.
John Scott. Is there any discussion? Call for a vote.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof,
Yes.
David Kelch.
Yes.
General fund vendor claims. Motion on the floor.
Motion.
David Couch. Do I have a second?
Second.
Debbie Mayfield. Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Roof,
Yes.
David Kelch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran.
Yes.
Road fund vendor claims. Do I have a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Sandy Roof. Do I have a second?
Second.
Kevin Gerald. Any discussion? Call for a vote.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Ruff,
Yes.
David Couch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield.
Yes.
Jail fund vendor claims, do I have a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Danny Holler, do I have a second?
Second.
John Scott. Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Ruff,
Yes.
David Couch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott.
Yes.
Dispatch 911 fund vendor claims, do I have a motion on the floor?
Motion.
Motion by Debbie Mayfield, do I have a second?
Second.
Sandy Roof, any discussion? Call for a vote.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Ruff,
Yes.
David Couch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott.
Yes.
Under other business, I need to say to let the record reflect, we were given a July financial statement. Also, the county attorney wanted me to bring up that she had Emily hand out at our places an ordinance for the record services, and there's a memo on there explaining some stuff she's still looking into, and she wanted everybody to kind of look over all that between now and the next meeting. And the ACOs wanted to provide you their monthly report for, I believe it was last month, that you also received.
How many record services do we have, Judge, acting in the county? Do you know?
I don't know how many we have through dispatch, because I just don't know.
I
That's
just-
always been handled by the sheriff, do you know, Ian?
We've got two that we use primarily. We just sent Andy's to me. I don't know if we have any more on. I've not seen anybody else show up.
Okay.
Ian, do you think that'll be an issue? I read through that briefly, that you're going to have I'll call it a gated community, to store the,
Right.
It's supposed to. Yeah. Supposed to.
I don't know, Jared has a big enough area out there that he could fence his, but I don't think Andy does.
At the moment, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I know there was some, like the rates, Beth had said there was a resolution, and, where you have to set the rates that we use through dispatch, but we can't find an example from other counties, so she's having a hard time trying to see how that works. So she said she's gonna dig into it as well, a little further. So, is there anything else that needs to come before the court this morning? I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Danny Hollern, second.
Second.
John Scott. Call for a vote, please.
David Couch,
Yes.
Danny Holleran,
Yes.
Debbie Mayfield,
Yes.
John Scott,
Yes.
Kevin Gerald,
Yes.
Judge Teagarden,
Yes.
Sandy Ruff.
Yes.